O'Shea and I been kicking it strong for a minute now. O'Shea doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. O'Shea is a professional model.
Attitude like a young O'Shea with an AK.
Okay, don't you tell these motherfuckers that my name is O'Shea.
You already know it's your boy Lil Ya. Back at you again, you white man. Rocking with my dog O'Shea on a Nation of Podcation, you white man.
What up, everyone? It's O'Shea from the Nation of Podcation Daily Podcast. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. We got Lil Ya again from UNLV. Brother, how you been?
I've been good, man. Blessed. You heard me?
That's what's up. So I see you doing your podcast thing, man. It's growing fast, pause. You know what I'm saying? So shout out your podcast and you know what I'm saying, so we can get some of my subscribers to you.
Appreciate that. I want to shout out to everybody that subscribe and people that plan on subscribing to the Be Real 23 podcast. You wait, man. Shout out to Nation of Podcation, man. You already know. That's fam.
Facts. Now, I got to ask you this. How you like running your own podcast?
It's cool. I mean, I'm learning all the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts or whatever. But, I mean, I'm looking forward to this next venture. You know what I'm saying? This business venture that I'm actually venturing out to, you know, a podcast. I have a lot to talk about, a lot of, memorable times, a lot of stories to tell, a lot of people I want to interview. So
facts. I
think the podcast, I'm embracing it.
Okay, well, so let's roll right into that then, since because I see you had somebody respond to one of your videos. You had a Gangsta Williams call out. Yeah, so let's talk about that. So what started? I watched the videos, but I want to know from my followers, my subscribers, these prison fights you had with Gangsta Williams. Talk to me about them. How did they start? Chat me up.
Well, what happened was me and Gangsta had been long-time partners. You know what I'm saying? I had been knowing Gangsta since 4th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like I say. But anyway, this particular day, Gangsta had came, Gangsta rolled in. I don't think he was there maybe 3 days at that time. But he came in the dome. It was a CCC 31. He came in the dome and he was like, he dropped his shit or whatever after he unpacked or whatever. He let people, let everybody check out the free world pictures. But this particular day, he let me check out some shop pictures. And I'm like I said on my podcast, that was my first time in jail. I'm not knowing the ins and outs. I mean, a lot of shit that's common sense is true. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But how this particular accident happened, I wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no common sense thing, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, he just give me this like this. Like, I guess, he gave me this to take care of my business, to handle my business with. But I'm not thinking, damn, going my own side. I know I got a celly in there. He ducked off. You can't, that's disrespectful. You know
right.
what I'm saying? I know that off the dump. But he goes out, he don't have a celly. And he just giving the pictures and he walk out the cell, go do what he usually do, jump on the phone, stay on the phone for hours at a time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I do my thing. It just so happened that, one of my little partners came in there and was like, damn, Black Dog, why you done that in that man's cell? Whoop-de-whoop. So he called Gangsta. And as I'm, getting up and getting straight or whatever, I wasn't on the bed, though. I was on the toilet, actually. So as I'm getting up or whatever, he was like, damn, y'all, bro. Whoop-de-whoop. We had words and he snuck me and we fought. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, he got me that time.
Okay.
However, he brought up the other fight. Now, I totally forgot about that fight, but we had another fight because, like you said, I had my days when I was just out of there. Some days I was just be in the world, just tripping, realize I'm in jail and be like, damn, pissed off like a motherfucker for something I ain't do. You know what I'm saying? So I took off my sock and hit him on the head while he was on the phone.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Now, was it just a balled up sock or was it a loaded sock?
Nah, it was a sock off my feet.
Ah, okay.
I took a sock off my feet, just balled it up and threw it at him, hit him in the head. I don't know what made me do it, though, but it was exactly like you said. I was just staring at him, whatever, and I don't know what was going through my head, and we had a scrap behind that, dog, but that was my dude, bro. We rep the same thing in there, you know what I'm saying? We both from uptown, so,
facts.
In jail in New Orleans, where you from, you really stick, y'all really stick together, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, man, like I said, I want to shout out my little partner, my other partner from Uptown that was in there doing that time. Big Bo King, Said, who else was in? Jeffrey Sanders. You know, all us was in there, man, doing our thing. You know, I ain't glorifying the time. You know, because like I said, I was in there for something I didn't even do. You feel me? I had an armed robbery charge. I ain't had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So I know, you know, jail ain't nothing for nobody.
Facts.
No man, no human deserve to be in jail. You know what I'm saying? Unless they do some foul shit. Straight up, the jail ain't for humans, man.
No, that's facts, man. I think a lot of the way that the prison system is set up, it's not. They call them rehabilitation centers. They not really rehab centers, man. They put you in a cage with some animals. You know what I mean? And it's like survival of the fittest, and the weak are gonna get, you know, they gonna get taken out. Real quick, I'm gonna ask you. So, what is your relationship like today with Gangsta?
I mean, I ain't got no problem with Gangsta. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. I mean, I don't respect the fact that what he did is, I don't think that's cool. You know, like I always say, but I do respect the fact that he held his own after doing that. You know what I'm saying? He said what he did, and that was that. He stood on it. He's still standing on it. But I mean, our relationship remains the same, bro. You know.
Okay.
Because him doing what he did, that ain't got nothing to do with me. He ain't the only person I know that told. So, you know,
Facts.
So I mean, I ain't with that shit, man.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you: since the back and forth that you guys have you guys spoken about it? Have you got a chance to talk to him?
Yeah, actually, he hit me up and he was like, you know, after he recorded, he was like, damn, no, matter of fact, he hit me, and I was like, damn, dog, your memory good as a motherfucker, dog.
Facts.
You never smoke or drink in your life, and your memory look like you remember everything you done been through in your life. Damn. I tip my head on to his memory, bro, you know?
No, that's facts, because, I mean, that man tells stories every day on there, down to the detail.
Tell him so detailed.
I mean, he'll be like, I had on the Tommy shirt with the Tommy shoes with the Jordan 12. Like, I mean, to the point like that. And I'm like, damn, bro, you was gone for 23 of them, and you still have that type of memory on that type of stuff.
Amazing.
Okay.
That's amazing to me, man.
Facts. Okay, so you had mentioned this armed robbery, the alleged armed robbery. What happened, and how the hell did you get caught up in it if you had nothing to do with it? Chat me up.
Well, this was my call. I called the time I was like going through a mental phase. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing all kind of, you know, shit I regular wouldn't do, like jumping cars with people I didn't know. And that right there was the main reason I ended up catching that charge. You know, I had a big dog in the hood by the name of Kiefer. Kiefer knew this guy that he asked to bring me to the club I wanted to go to. You know, I had whips at the time, but I think my sister had one of my cars and they hid my keys from me. They didn't want me driving at the time and shit. So I'm outside. I'm like, man, fuck, I'm trying to get to the club. So Kiefer told his little partner to bring me to the club. We went to the east. We went to Eastover or whatever. That's where all the rich people at or whatever. We went to a gas station up. When we pulled out the gas station, the police pulled us over talking about armed robbery. I didn't find out till 3 months later that dude actually pulled some shit off. I didn't know nothing about it. I wasn't with him when he did it. But they was on the car. You know, they had to trace the car and all that kind of shit. I was with him when they pulled him over. But he took his charge, and once they, you know, they didn't have any witness or gun with me, and he also took his charge, so they had to release me in 90 days. Okay,
that's what's up. So it was more like the wrong place, wrong time type of thing, right? Okay, so how long did they have you sitting down for?
I said 90 days. You know, after the 90-day period, you go back to court. They don't have any guns or witnesses or whatever. They gotta release it. That was Louisiana's law.
Okay.
I don't know if it's still the same, but that was the law then. You know, and that's how they say a lot of people was beating murder cases back then. Because if you don't have no witness or no gun or whatever, you know, you basically was going home.
Yeah, man, that's one thing I think about doing these interviews and the stories of about New Orleans. It was like a lot of folks got off on murder charges or got them dropped or got out. It's wild to me how many you know, how able they were able to manipulate the system to get out of those. I mean, that's crazy to me, and get right back on the streets. So I know you had mentioned your mental phase. I'm gonna ask you because I watch your podcast, so I know you said you had a mental phase. You said it was after your mom's passed. What was the moment that everybody was like, "Damn, okay, we got to get y'all together"? Like, do you remember the moment where they was just like?
I think between Check and Yella and Baby and Slim, they noticed it first. They noticed a change of my habits, and you know, I'm really a neat freak, and always was a big dude, but I always was a neat freak. You know what I'm saying? So I got at the point where, you know, they'll see me with the same clothes on a couple days, and you know what I'm saying, my facial hairs and all that wild, and no haircut, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So they went to peeping out all the little different small things that was changing about me.
Right.
And also they noticed that I wasn't getting rest at all. You know, and I always was irate about everything. I'd be pissed off and just mad with the world. You know what I'm saying? So they saw the change in me, and it was Cash Money and my family actually that seeked the help.
Okay. Now, was it, because I got a best friend, he lost his dad when we were young, and I saw a change in him. Losing your mom, did that make you go lean towards the streets more, the people in the streets more? Were there drugs involved or anything like that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because at the same time, I didn't get a chance to mourn when my mama first passed. I have two sisters, a younger sister and an older sister, and I definitely had to be there to be strong for them.
Right.
So I didn't have a chance to really mourn. And once I got a chance to mourn it all just came out wrong, you know?
Facts. I mean, it's hard to tell how, you know, that's going to affect anybody.
I tell you what, the stage I was in, I saw a lot of people go there. Now, I've also saw a lot didn't come back.
Facts.
You know, these people still living in that darkness, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm seeking to become an advocate for the mental health. You know, I got a testimony, I got stories to tell about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely something serious. In my city alone, everyone that was born after Katrina, before Katrina and went through Katrina, I think they're really traumatized by it.
Right.
You know, and they have some type of mental illness that they don't know about. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And that, I mean, and I feel like in the black community, we don't really get a chance to talk about mental health like that, because we really are, the way it's been for years, it's really like we just gotta be tough. We gotta hold all that in. We gotta do that. And if we don't hold it in, we looked at as soft or something, or it's just the fact that we feel like nobody cares. That's just part of, like, for instance, when I got shot, and let's tell my little quick story real quick. When I got shot, I avoided going to like a counselor or therapy or stuff like that. I went one time, I didn't go again, because I was like, okay, I'm a black dude. This happens to black dudes. I'm supposed to, I can deal with this on my own. I can smoke my weed. I can talk to my homeboys, and that's not the same. You know what I'm saying? And now that I'm older, I wish I would have taken advantage of that back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like a facade that they give us, you know, us black young men. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They
give us that. You're supposed to go through this. You know what I'm saying? And you're supposed to handle it a different way than a normal person would. But it's messed up, man, and it definitely need to be handled better than that.
Yeah, the standards that we have for ourselves as a community sometimes, like, and that's why, like, I listened to the guy Charleston White. He says some outlandish things, but some of the stuff he says makes sense to me, because as black people, you know, like, we praise the wrong things, and we look down upon the wrong things at the wrong times, and it's just like we're just supposed to just deal with a lot of stuff, and it's just, you know, right. It's wild. It's wild. Okay. So back in the day, we're gonna stay like back in the day here. I saw on Gangsta's podcast where he was talking about he was the #1 stunner before Birdman. So I'm gonna ask you, back in the day, who was the #1 stunner of the group?
Yeah.
Who was it? I mean, it doesn't have to just be between them two. So you can throw Slim in there, Yella, yourself. Who was out there doing it, doing it like that?
UNLV as a whole, we always had, and we always like rep what we had, like represent what we had and floss what we had, but we never stunt. We never stunted. Baby always had, but you know, stunting wasn't in you know, we didn't represent stunting when we was a part of Cash Money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stunting really didn't come to the Hot Boys era.
Right.
So I can remember back then, you know, it was gangster who used to be getting like hot peppers on his cars and the license plates and tattoos and really, you know, stunting, you know, letting motherfuckers see it and I mean, stunting like Baby do now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So back then, you're saying it was more gangster than it was Birdman. So gangster had more cars, more vehicles, was in the streets more.
Baby just laid back and let you see what he had. Like we was the flossers. You know what I'm saying? Stunting season didn't come to you know maybe gangster from the original Hot Boys.
Okay.
That's who really started stunting. If you would ask me.
Okay. So let me ask you this then. I'm going to piggyback off of that. Do you feel like Birdman, Baby at the time, do you feel like he took some of what Gangsta was doing and put that in his persona?
Yeah. He definitely incorporated what Gangsta was doing in his image.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So sticking back in the day, how much was your first royalty check from Cash Money, and do you remember what you spent it on?
It was like we all got like 7.3 or 7,000 some change. You know what I'm saying? A piece. I went and got a whip. You know what I'm saying? I went and got a whip. I went and got it was like maybe a 74 Cutlass or something like that. You know, my Cutlass, I had the 4-door Cutlass with the windows in the back getting rolled down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the only thing was wrong with that car when I got it, I ended up, the air conditioner broke on me like maybe a month after I got it. I was pissed off about it. But I had a gold Cutlass, man. That was clean, too.
Okay, now, if I'm not mistaken, did you, I'm almost pretty sure you told me that you guys had a car shop, too, right?
A car shop? Nah, not a car shop.
Okay. I was about to say I could have swore we had an interview where you had said something about a car shop or something that happened at a car shop, and I was just gonna ask what I was leading to with all that anyway was now were you the type to, you know, put the rims on there and put the beats and stuff in there? So what did you get?
Everything I had up until I became at least 35 had rims and beat in it, whether it was brand new or used.
Facts.
I would put the rims and sound on.
Yeah, me too.
Nowadays, everything factory.
Yeah, oh yeah, me too.
A lot of money on tires and everything. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going that route no more, man.
Right. Yeah, that's the same for me. I went through that stage too. Where everything I had, you know, I had to have the 22s or the 4s on there. I had to have the 4 TVs and the flip downs and all of that. But yeah, I haven't. All my stuff is all factory now. Okay, all right.
2007, I bought a 2007 Magnum. It came with the rims and tires. I didn't even want it, dog. I bought it, but I didn't want that because I was sick of that.
Yeah.
I bought them and actually put factories on them. Maybe a year later.
Okay, yeah. See, mine was from my situation. You know what I'm saying? So after you know, after I got shot and you know somebody tried to rob me for my ride, that's when I was like, you know what? It ain't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just stay factory with it. All right. Yeah. So let me ask you this. So back in the day, this is going back. You know, you can tell me whatever era you want. What were the main drugs going through Uptown? Was it crack? Was it cocaine? Was it heroin? Was it just weed? What was the main drugs that was really, you know, if affecting the community?
Weed always was popular uptown. Cocaine, especially crack. Cocaine, crack, and then later heroin. Heroin took over everything.
Okay.
I mean, crack and weed always was, you know, popular drugs, you know, especially when the crack came out.
Yeah, so you're saying like 80s, like when it really started to hit, that's when the cocaine and crack and then the heroin kind of took over.
Yeah. See, a lot of youngsters in my days was tube powder. That's cocaine.
Right.
So when the heroin came up, the ones that chose to get on heroin, they actually start speedballing. You know, they'll get on heroin and they'll be ducking and they'll have to shoot some coke or snort some coke to stay up. So
yeah.
They would call that speedballing, you know?
Yeah, that's that, and that's playing a dangerous game right there with that. You know what I mean? Okay, so another question outside of the music, who was doing the most street activity back in the day with Cash Money? I'm not talking like who was making the most noise in the neighborhood, kind of piggybacking off what we were talking about. Who was really out there like that? Because we've heard stories of
UNLV, BG, Slim basically was in the street. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so see, that's not talked about. A lot of folks.
Slim.
Okay, so Slim was in the streets too.
Yeah, Lil Slim. He was in the 17 wall, but he was in the streets. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because they kind of paint the picture of Slim as just a businessman. He was the one that was kind of focused.
Slim. I'm talking about the artist Slim.
Oh, okay.
Who actually bought Lil Wayne to meet Baby.
Got you.
Lil Slim.
Got you. Okay.
He was in the street. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
We was the trouble guys, bro. We went through a lot to get it right, man. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah. No, I gotta respect that. Okay, so I know you've been talking about a lot of well, not a lot, but some turmoil inside of Cash Money where you mentioned like Yellow Boy and Birdman had a fight. I'm gonna ask you, did you ever get into it with Birdman? Any kind of physical altercations or anything like that?
I never got into it with Birdman, other than we had words that him and Yella got into a fight because I felt, all that should have been on me. If they had some type of problem, they should have, took that out on me because they was in my car. I was the reason we was late. You know what I'm saying? But other than we just had a few words. I told him how I felt about it. That was it,
Okay.
But one time I could recall we had a concert in Baton Rouge in our early days, and we actually all us got into it with him that time. We had a concert and something was wrong with the DJ booth. Fresh wasn't there, so Baby had to run our show CD. And he had us like being almost comedians up there. We like act entertaining the crowd, but it's time for our music to come in for us to run the show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He up there like we thinking that he just stalling us or whatever, but all the while something was either wrong with the system or he didn't know what he was doing. So we had words behind that. We got real hot. It got heated behind that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not no physical altercation, but that was the only time we ever really had words. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, nah.
Okay. So what about between any other group members? Did you see anybody else getting into it? Did you see any other physical fights, or was it just like the one off with Yella? Or because I know how it goes. Like families fight. I fought some of my friends. We fought and obviously got over it. Obviously because you told me you and Tech got into it, and you know what I mean. And obviously y'all are still cool. So things like that happen.
Well,
so
only altercation I remember I had a fight with Pimp Dad.
Okay.
In Lafayette, we was on the road. Again, I was tripping. I can remember snatching some roses. Pimp had bought some roses. Damn.
We good.
Hello?
Yep, we good.
Pimp had bought some roses for a few of his fans or whatever that he wanted to give out on stage. And I was tripping out my top. I can remember telling him, man, that's soft and don't do that whole ass up tripping, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, man, go ahead, y'all go ahead, whoop de whoop. And I kept fucking with him. Pimp snuck the fuck out of me, man. Pimp snuck the fuck out of me, dog. I ran on him, but, it was my fault. I started that shit, tripping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
That was the only altercation. Everything was especially the artists, bro. That Cash Money family then, it really was like a family, dog.
Right.
We stuck together between everything, any and everything, we was together with it, bro. One accord.
Okay, so I gotta ask you this too. So there's been rumors that Birdman won't work with you because you guys made a diss about him. Now he didn't say that directly, but he basically has said in interviews he won't. I mean, obviously outside of Lil Wayne, anybody that has made a diss about him, he's not gonna work with him. So I want to know how you feel about that, or if you would even work with them again.
I never heard him. I never heard that, period. But it's kind of hard to believe that he would say something like that because he just signed BG and BG dissed him on the same record we dissed him on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but if opportunity presented itself, I can't say I wouldn't work with him again. I probably would. More than 9 times out of 10, I would.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It'll be different circumstances and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But I'm way. I've showed more growth than anything these past 5 years, and it's been almost like almost 15, 20 years since we've been with Cash Money.
Right. So
I mean,
since you guys settled the court situation, have you spoken to either one of them, Birdman, Slim?
I spoke to Slim. I spoke to Slim like 2 years ago when my sister passed. He called extending condolences. He said baby wanted to speak to me, but he was overseas or whatever. But that was the only time I spoke with him since like 2003, 2004.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I haven't spoke with him since. But I mean, I can assure you that we don't have any problem with them. With you know what I'm saying? I mean, our relationship ended with them because we wanted it to end. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no beef or nothing. We don't feel like they owe us anything. I mean, but if they was to come and holler at us about, you know, going on a tour or whatever, doing something with them, we wouldn't shut the doors. You know, we'll be crazy. You know
right. Yeah.
We got what we wanted. We got our own label, so that they can't take that from us. But however they come at us with some other stuff on the table, it's work.
Okay, so do you think the problem is more with Birdman, or do you think the problem is more with just the way it ended? Because Gangsta seems to think, you know, I go back to him because he said in the interview, is this just for the image? Is this, you know, because they're family, and he says, is this just for the image for everybody, and do they have to wait till they're 70, 80 years old, you know, when everybody's gone, you know, and they're not really trying to play this gangster role or this image thing no more, for them to reconciliate, you know what I mean, since they are family? I'm trying to think along the same lines as you. Do you think the reason why there hasn't been the reconciliation is because of the public and how, you know, you hear people talk about you, now you want to get back with them, you know how that goes, and he's a mogul.
That could be, dude, because I mean, I don't understand what we ever done them to, you know, not even get acknowledged by them half of the time. You know what I'm saying? You hear Baby talk about a Cash Money story, you never hear him mention UNLV, and that's what it began. That's what their greatness started at, with UNLV.
Right, and that's facts.
So he don't never acknowledge us, you know what I'm saying, and it's perfectly cool with us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we obviously we wish he did, so more people could gravitate and know what was really going on with UNLV, you know what I'm saying? But he don't. But I mean,
because a lot of people do believe that, and to what you're saying, a lot of people believe that. They believe the story started at the Hot Boys. It started with the Hot Boys, and then it goes from there. And that's kind of how they tell it. They don't, like I said, you'll hear him fresh. He'll shout you guys out in his interviews, but you don't hear it from Cash Money. You know, when I say Cash Money, I'm thinking Birdman and Slim. It's like they start at the Universal deal, and that's their history going forward. Right,
and that's not the beginning. So I mean, like I say, dog, I don't know what if it's animosity or what that. I mean, they got against us or what it is, but ain't nothing on that. We ain't got no problem with them. You know?
Yeah. No, that's facts. That's facts, man. Like I said, I don't like that fact either, that they don't mention you guys, you know, a part of the I mean, because like you said, that gives you guys plug. That opens up the real history, of Cash Money. You know what I mean?
It won't hurt for him to do that at all.
Right, on everything.
It won't hurt too, you know what I'm saying? But why wouldn't you do it? I don't know, dog.
Okay, so let's talk about Boosie and Gangsta real quick. These two been going at it for nearly a year now, back and forth. Boosie stands on his code. A rat is a rat. Gangsta, who's friend of my channel, he stands on his code. He accepts what he did, but he feels differently. And I can tell by some of his interviews, he feels differently just because there's a fine line there. If you tell on the dead, nobody's actually going to jail. So are you really ratting on something? There's a fine line there, because I've talked to a lot of people that feel he didn't rat because they were, he told on some people that are deceased. And then there's some people that say, oh yeah, I'm with Boosie, that's a rat. How do you feel about their back and forth? And yeah, just chat me up on this, man. It's been going on for a year now.
Bro. I think it's very, very entertaining, because both of them some entertaining dudes, dog.
Facts.
You can laugh at both of them at any given time. And they funny, bro. But damn, dog, that's crazy. I mean, it's hard to have an opinion on that, because sometimes y'all hear Boosie contradict yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And see, Gangsta points that out, because Boosie did the whole calling out T.I. for doing the whole gun thing and kind of doing the same thing Gangsta did, and then he made up with him. So Gangsta feels like T.I. was in jail for like a year, and he got out and did the same thing basically that he did. And Gangsta's like, I at least sat down for 23 years in there before I said anything. So it's a fine line, man. But they've been going back and forth. What do you think about Boosie getting arrested on the gun charges from San Diego, man? Because I know we had spoke about that pre-show.
I think that's an unfortunate situation, bro. For real, dog. I hope him the best in it, though. You know what I mean? That's some serious shit, though, boy.
Yeah, it's just the wrong place, wrong time kind of thing, like with you, because he's got a lot going on. He's got a neighborhood he's trying to build, and he's got some property in Las Vegas he's trying to get together. And
he's got a lot of investments out there.
Yeah, and to be sitting down, and then that looks bad for the people that are investing in you to be associated with that, kind of like the basketball kid Ja Morant. That's why the NBA's upset, because he's making the brand look bad. So I just want to get your thoughts on Boosie and this whole situation.
I think I don't know about him, squeezing his way out this rip, dog, because obviously they was after him. They went to a whole nother trial to get him, and they were speaking about how he was capping on the feds and all kind of shit, making himself a target. But I don't wish no man no jail time, dog. I hope he get out that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And try to be a little wiser when you're moving, man.
Yeah, because a lot of folks have started to say, the conspiracy mills start to go, and they say it's the powers that be that are trying to shut him up, because he's a character, and he says, some controversial things. He says some things about, homosexuality that, our aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas, he kind of sticks on those ethics. And he says a lot of, controversial things about the government, the feds, and all of that. So they think that this is like a warning to him to, kind of, shut up and just chill out. So you think he should move differently and not be so vocal, or you think he should, just continue to be you, but you making yourself a target?
Man, you gotta, being in that position at the end, he gotta, tuck some of that shit in, dog. You're not the average person. You really got a platform. People listening to the shit you say, you know what I'm saying, dog? So some things you gotta tuck in. It ain't about being soft and doing it. It's just about being smart and wise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you want to continue to have legal problems over your head and all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and make yourself a target.
Right. That's facts, man. That's facts. All right, man. Well, go ahead. If you got any last shout outs or anything you want to give, we can go ahead and wrap this up until the next time.
Man, for sure, I'm gonna holler at my dog A-Roll, my artist out there in Pensacola, man. I'm so impressed with this dude movement, man. He really coming up in the game, dog. I just wanted to shout him out, dog.
Facts.
Shout out Nation Podcast and remind y'all to subscribe to my podcast, the Be Real 23 podcast. You with me?
Yes.
And I'm not in competition, especially not with my dog, because I'm rocking with Nation Podcast. You with me?
Facts. I mean, it's enough money out here for us all to eat. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna all get this bread together, bro. Hey, I appreciate you, y'all, every time, bro. You know, until the next time, bro, I'll holler at you.
It's all good, O'Shea. Be easy, baby.
Yes, sir.